as most of y'all know, in the traditional network marketing, it's always a very people to people. Like I remember when I started my first network marketing business. So I always went with my mom, with my dad, and then we went to houses and I was like, hello, would you want to try this? Yeah, I started my journey that way. So it's always a very people thing. Like, you touch that person, you really get to feel that person's flesh, But today, the world has changed, guys. Whether we like it or not, we accept it or not, we agree about it or not, the world has changed. Do you know there are so many jobs today that is obsolete, it's gone from this face of the planet. Why? Because of technology, because of internet, because of AI, because of robots. No difference in the world of network marketing. What I mean, the world of network marketing is now being played a different game today. I understand of this limiting belief, which a lot of people, majority of people has in their life. But what was it that turned you off in the first time that you saw Enagic? What was it? Was it the price? Was it that you didn't believe that you can do it? Was it you didn't believe in that water? The science of the water is a BS thing? Or what turned you off in the first time that you saw Enagic?
If I'm honest, it was actually everything. It was everything. When I speak to people now, and this, I think, is what really helped me throughout this business, is I completely understand what people are experiencing, because I don't think there was a single fear that I didn't experience. The price, definitely, because at the time of me coming into the business, I wasn't connected to my own health. So I didn't value the actual product itself, because I was so misaligned with looking after my own health as a human that I didn't put a value on my own health at that point in time. So if I had have done, the price would never have been an issue, but it was the price. I couldn't comprehend it. I also had a perception of this industry because, there's things out there and people have said a lot of things. So I automatically took somebody else's opinions about what this industry was and thought that they were my own. And then I definitely didn't believe that I could do it, because I'd never been consistent in my life. I'd never kept any of my promises. I'd let myself down all my life. Everything I wanted to do, I'd always quit. So the teaching, I quit. I set up a charity, I quit it. So it was the whole lot, everything.
Oh, wow. Guys, did you just hear some golden nuggets here? One biggest takeaway that I hear from Lisa right now, which I'm not sure if this can benefit you guys in a way or the other, is don't feel bad or sad. Like, when I started network marketing many years ago, that's how I felt. It's like, hey, why I've got the best thing in the world and yet that guy is rejecting? Because everybody's value perception from their eyes is different. So a very quick one. I just few days ago saw a watch called Richard Mille. I'm not sure if some of y'all heard of this. One of the most expensive watches in the world. It looks like a Mickey Mouse watch to me, frankly speaking. Guess what's the price tag? I think it's like $4 million US. Mickey Mouse watch. So who will ever buy that kind of thing? Somebody will. All right. So remember, guys, it's always a perception. So if for whatever reason, the person in front of you is not buying whatever you are selling, it could be you have not given enough the perceived value to them. All right. And everybody has a perceived value.
I actually had a really big wake-up call one day. We did a mindset course, and we were talking about limiting beliefs, which basically, like you've just said there, limiting beliefs are kind of perceptions and stories that we've developed over time, or we necessarily haven't developed. Our upbringing and education or whatever it may be has kind of put limits on what we're capable of. And I did a challenge one time where I was asked to write down and think about all of the limiting beliefs that I had. And Gary, I must have spent honestly about 3 hours with sheets of paper with an attitude of, I can't do this. I'm not this person. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. And I remember just looking at this piece of paper. I rang my mum and I was just crying. And I said to my mum, I said, I'm not going to carry on going on like this, because if I take myself away from this sheet of paper, I would never speak to another person and tell another person what they can't do the way that I'm talking to myself. And that moment just switched something in me. Instantly felt different. And I realized that I looking after my health was just such an important aspect, and I'd never done that. I'd had a very unhealthy lifestyle before this business. So because I got access to the water, and also I got access to my own mind and my heart, it just instantly became part of my life then. And somehow I just managed to start keeping my promises. I think I was talking about this on a call recently. It's a really big part of building up our belief systems and our passion for this business and our life, when we say we would like to do something and we keep that promise every week. And because every week I was ending every single Sunday, I'd look at a list and I had a checklist and I was like, I did that, I did that, I did that. And they were just little things like reading my books, watching some training, learning how to do things. So I wasn't expecting anything externally from the business. I was expecting myself to keep maintaining my promises. And that kept me in such a high energy because I was so happy with my progression every week.
Wow. So you were actually literally starting to take control of your life, right?
Yes.
You were putting, although the steps was small baby steps, but you were just taking small baby steps towards a better you, right? Yeah, actually, guys, if you really think about it, somebody just told me something. It says, if you just improve yourself 1% a day, you would have improved 365% a year, guys. You don't need to take giant leaps of change like you become a different person the next day. Just one baby step. Just like in my case, I like reading spiritual books like this, or write down your goals, mix with better people. Lisa, how long did it take you to 6A? Guys, for those who are really, really new right here today, 6A is when you have an organization or your entire group that made 100 sales in the Kangan business. Of course, there's no time limit for it. So, Lisa, how long did it take you to achieve that rank in this company?
It took me 10 months to hit 6A.
Wow, 10 months. And guys, 10 months, for your information, is fast, all right? It's superhuman already. It's a superhuman feat. But listen to the superhuman explanation from here on. I was told, Lisa, that it was 100%. I'm not sure how many percent. All of it came from the internet. Is that right?
That is correct.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys ready to hear what she's going to start telling us? 100 sales from the internet, guys. No joke. Wow. My mind is blowing out already. Lisa, can you see all the yeses flying in? All right, Lisa, tell us, how did you do it? Like, I come from old school. I come from the flesh and blood, but you guys are different breed altogether. So tell us, how did all this happen,
We're currently building a whole training system to go over this, and it's Enagic's mission and value is to connect human beings with the rightful health, which is to feel healthy through the product itself. So that's one element of it. It's also to feel healthy with your mind and your energy, and it's also to feel healthy and have the abundance that's available within this business through the financial. And when we work online, so before here, I didn't have any online accounts. Again, perception was that the internet was a very negative place and I didn't want to be on social media. So when I got started, that was a big reservation. But what I've realized now is that people, especially through social media right now, like Gary mentioned earlier, we have to maintain, and it's lovely to maintain that energy and that real true connection with people. And I was very surprised at how easy it is to do online. And what we basically do is we share Enagic's mission. We share Enagic's mission and we value and educate people. And we use our social media platforms to help people understand that they don't have to, if they don't want to, live in a restricted life. But we also showcase what it takes to create success. So we give free value out to our social media. And every person, so when we were in Malaysia, Liana, one of my team, who also hit 6A in 11 months, she is there and now the top distributor across Europe. When we had our first call, she found me online. I was talking about dogs. I was talking about all the things I loved. I was sharing that I was building a business. I was working my job and getting myself out of it and just sharing and showcasing my journey. When Liana found me, we got on a call. We didn't speak about business. We had not one conversation at all about Enagic, about the products, about network. But we didn't even mention the word network marketing. I told her, I've got a vision to get out of my job so I can save the world and help dogs and help animals. She told me that she wanted to remove herself from a job so she could go out into the world and help with the plastic pollution problem that we have. And I said, well, I've got an opportunity for you to learn. So she came in to our platform, which teaches people how to work. And our platform introduces them to an Agix business. It shows them the water. We have a recorded demo. So I've actually never done a demo, but I use a recorded demo. And we show that same demo over and over again. So throughout my organization now, people have watched that maybe 400 times. And if they like that business, then that's when we will have a call with them. But we connect over passion and energy and meaning.
But Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong. I've always looked at internet transaction, like internet, like you are 100% on the internet. Your people got linked up with you in the internet. How do you actually motivate your team? Because network marketing is about a team of people coming together and changing the world together, right? So yes. like in my case, I'm so used to all these people sitting right in front of me, and I give my talk and I'm jumping up and down and touching them and high five with them, But how do you guys do it in the internet? It's like, it's such a cold environment where it's like this, Can you give us a little bit idea how you get the fire, burning in the internet? Yeah.
Well, I still jump up and down just on a Zoom call.
Okay, all right.
We were like me and my business partner Nadia. We still do this. We get on we had everyone jumping up on the beds the other week on the call. We had the music on. Everyone's on the beds. It was crazy. But it's the same concept. So we build an online community. Our community is called the Liberated Movement. It's so, like, the other day I was crying watching what was happening in there, because even though we're online, I think what we can all recognize is that the majority of, or not the majority, but a lot of working environments aren't offering the space for people to be authentic. Like, I used to hear the term leave your problems at home, but that's not how we should be working. We should be working in environments which are lifting people. So the most important aspect of the building of this business has been through the community that we offer, because myself included, people come to this for the connection of people. And we still have it online. We get usually about one new member every month joining our community, rough on average. And over the last month, we did a mindset challenge to help them end the year. And there was people that were just coming into this community, and I was watching these live videos. So we encourage people to come in, introduce themselves, go live in the community, which is a really big fear for most people. And when they come into the community, they're sharing so much authentic truth about themselves, like what's holding them back, why are they here, all the visions that they've got. And the other day I woke up and there was about 30 new people just all going live in this community and talking about everything. Everyone's in the comments engaging with it, everyone's supporting them. So what we basically do is we create an online hub and an online family. We do have meetups. We went to Wales recently. We had a big adventure day out. Well, we had a couple of days out doing rafting and loads of sports and things. So we do have meetups, but the calls that we have every week, they're really important. We have guests coming on there. We do little breakout rooms. So it's not just one big call. We send people off into groups of like 1 and 2. So to be building up the connections that way. And we're still creating the same. And everyone that comes in there, and the community is what keeps people inspired, because people haven't got it in work. They haven't got what Enagic provide and what this business provides in work. So this is like the space where they can grow and bloom. And yeah, we have the same thing. It's definitely not. I think the most beautiful thing is what we get to do is we get to connect with people that we have in alignment with where we're at in life. And my mum, for example, now her focus is helping people that are 45 plus find this business before. What she wants to do is enable people to find it before they reach retirement, because she now realizes that if she could have stepped into this network marketing industry 20 years ago, her retirement would be very different. So she's got a lot of passion now to helping people find something where they can set it up. And my mum did this in her spare time when she was retired. So, and she also, it's so nice to see that at 62, she's realized that everything she was taught kept her trapped in a very small box in life. And now she's taken a step out of that, a big leap out of it, and she's changing her life, and she's changed everything, health, everything. So I think it's really important to recognize that it's not just one element that comes with this. It can impact everyone's life in so many different ways. So I think it's important to get it out to everyone, no matter what the age.
Awesome. Thank you. So Lisa has just also proved to us that age is not an issue. The mom is in her 60s. As I say again, guys, there are only two ways you can do it. One, learn it yourself, try it yourself, do everything yourself. But if you want the shortest cut possible, be like me, collaborate with the young people, get them to do it for you. Okay, it's a win-win altogether. That I always remember one of my mentor, none other than Robert Kiyosaki, told me this. He says that, Gary, the smartest, he said this, I'm not sure if this is the exact words, but it's something like this. The smartest individual will always lose to a team of players. Always remember that, because you will never know it all. You will never ever know it all. So if you are with a team that has all the expertise you need, you will have the champion team and you will win. All right. So now, Lisa, since yours is a very internet approach, can I ask you a question? Is your approach more towards the product, like you represent yourself marketing water ionizer, or is your approach more towards showing people the lifestyle, the freedom, the income, the business? What's your take on that? What's your approach on this?
I would say my approach is to advertise the mission of Enagic. So I don't talk about the products at the front. I talk about the products when people have connected with the mission. So my approach is to share what Enagic's core values are and collectively educate people on how to look after their health, how to look after the everything, and how to educate them on money and how to educate them on what's possible. So obviously at first when I started running this, I didn't have the lifestyle that I've got now. I was in a bedroom in Wigan in the UK and I was working a job. So my lifestyle was in that bedroom for the majority of the 10 months because I didn't leave it when I found Enagic. So I sat in my room, I read my books, I did the work that I needed to do, and I went out to walk my dogs. So there was no lifestyle approach in that sense. But what I was always showing people is how you can develop who you are as a person. And it's the energy of that attracts people to want to connect with you, because most people want to feel better about themselves. And I was living proof that I'm in my bedroom. There's nothing special about what I'm doing with my life. I'm not yet traveling the world. I will at one point. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm feeling good because I'm developing myself. I'm living true to a human's values, where I'm reading, I'm working out, I'm exercising, I'm being consistent in a development area. And this is what's possible when you find a business that supports you. So I share the development progression that we can have when we start working with a company, network marketing, and I educate people on network marketing as well and show them what's possible in this. And then when they connect to me and the values, then I will share the product and Enagic with them.
The smartest individual will always lose to a team of individuals. Okay, so it simply means that when you have a pool of resources, somebody that is good in public speaking, somebody that is good in internet marketing, somebody is good in photography, all this, you have a champion team. So the key is not to be the smartest individual, but the key is to be with a team that has the smartest individual. All right, so teamwork makes the dream work. So if you look at Kangan Enagic as a whole, it's not just about the water. Yes, the water is a part of it, but it's the whole philosophy about improving yourself, about having more time, about freedom, have a good health. So I think what Lisa, through her way of approaching it through the internet, is she's showing that there is a movement. And the fact that the name of her movement is called Liberated Movement. She never said H2O movement, you know. She never said smart water or alive water or ionized antioxidant water. No, it's liberated movement. What does liberated mean? Now, let's just say, Lisa, if you have a time machine, okay? I hope I have one. If you have a time machine and you actually get to go back to day one, the time that you started your Enagic journey, your Kangan journey, what would you do differently than you did on day one, the actual day one?
I've actually been asked this question before. I wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a single thing about this journey. And I always, when I'm working with my team, I always say to, and everyone on this call as well, the best part of building this Enagic business is it's a business where you get to build yourself. And I've had so many roadblocks and so many ups and downs and roller coasters that have taken me everywhere, everywhere. And that's led me to a place in life now where yesterday we were laughing, we were building some things, and every problem that comes to my life now, I'm instantly finding a solution because I know that I can find the solutions. And also, I think the most beautiful thing about what's happened over the years is all the mistakes that I've met and have led me to this position in life where I've overcome so much to get myself to this position. So I wouldn't want it easy. And I say this to people all the time, like, you don't want to get things easy in life, because the only reason that we want that is because we've been educated in a system which has led us to think that things should come easy and that hard work is something that we should look negatively on. But hard work is what we're born to do, because I want to change the world. I want to go out there and have an organization that's going to impact so many animals. And if I hadn't have had the hardships and the roadblocks and the frustrations and the no's and the rejections and everything that had happened in this business, I wouldn't believe in my capabilities to go on and create so much change. So I always invite everyone to, like, go and find the problems and then find the solution and go and welcome your roadblocks. So I wouldn't do anything differently, because I've learned valuable lessons that are going to change so many people's lives along the way.
Right. I mean, I won't call it failure. I call it challenges in life, and hardships, and, all these things are part and parcel of our living experience. Imagine if one day somebody interview you and say, "Hey, Lisa, how did you make it to the top?" And your answer is, "I don't know. I just wake up one day and I found myself up in the top." It looks really, really weird and funny. And I guess nobody wants to follow somebody that has nothing to share. So I guess that journey is and I heard this from the late Steve Jobs. He says, I guess every patient needs to take that bitter pill. But tell us, how do you find doing Kangan on the internet? Because there are a lot of people here that doing Kangan on internet is just a dream. It's like, it's just like you're telling people a car can fly without tires. Tell us, how beautiful is this experience doing your Kangan business on the internet? Sure.
It's so beautiful in so many more ways than I ever thought. And it maybe inviting everyone to think about your experience online, and think about if you had an experience online where you were able to see people that were sharing the true authenticity and what they were passionate about in life, why they were building the business, educating you about money, helping you develop as a person. So if you take your current social media experience and just shift it into, what if you opened your phone up and all you saw every day was people on there that were being real, that were showing who they were, that were helping you understand. So everything you were reading was creating a better experience for your day, for your life, and you were giving that value out. That's what we get to do. And that is what Enagic would want to happen anyway, because they want this mission to be out there in the world. Social media is by far one of the most powerful platforms that we have. And there has been over the years a problem in that it's being used for things that aren't making people feel good. And that's created, feelings and insecurities in especially younger generation. So what we get to do with this business is we get to fix two problems. We get to help people understand and realize that there is opportunities out there that can change their life, but we get to use a free platform to educate people and to create a better experience for people that come along to the platform. And my social media I've created a huge business with it, but there's people that aren't in Enagic that have just had and felt better and learned from my social media with no attachment to the business. So there's people out there that are being inspired, and there's so many people that I've met who have decided to go on and create their own businesses and create their own things just from being around the social media, because I'm giving free value all the time. And I believe that is something that creates, when we give and when we do that for no other reasons but to give, it puts us in a state that we should all feel anyway. So social media allows us to do both of that, to build the business, but to help people feel better with what they're going to have in the hand anyway.
Yeah, and social media, if you do it right, you can reach a whole lot more people than just calling the contacts in your phone, right? Tell us, Lisa, how important it is to be authentic, to be original, to be yourself, rather than, there are some people who only look good on social media. How important is that if we want to pursue this journey of internet marketing with Kangan?
It's the most important thing that we will teach people. And I always show people, when I showed you guys it in Malaysia, when I first started working online, I'd never had an Instagram, and I have a very childlike personality. So when I came into Instagram, I saw there was a few things like filters with butterflies on my face and hats on, and I was just having the time of my life on there. And it was not the cool thing to do, but it was just me. I was just having fun with it. And I think it's very important to show people that this is a business that can change their life, but also that it's a business. So we don't want to be going out there and just using and seeing things that other people have put, like work online with no emotion behind it. One thing that we'll always show our teams is, why are you here? What do you want to achieve? And are you showing that to people? And what kind of people do you want to help? I saw a really powerful quote the other day saying that the goal of business is not to do business with people who just want what you want. It's to do business with people that believe what you believe. So
Amazing. I like that.
And that way you've got that loyalty, connected, confident and happy with who you are is infectious in itself anyway, but it's important to feel that way.
Because a lot of people, especially in the offline world, and because in the offline world, we are dealing with just a very limited number of contacts of people, they become very attached to the outcome. It's like if somebody says no to you, it's like, it's like, like your first love is gone, like you've broken up with your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's like, oh my God. But what they have shared with us, amazing, because every day, Lisa actually showed us her database, Every day she has leads coming in from all over, it's like flying to her. It's like every day got people say, hey, choose me, me, it's like me. Now, Lisa, tell us about this experience of now how beautiful it is that now you become the selector rather than being the selected. How is this emotion share with us?
Yeah, this is the power of social media, because the way that I run this is when people see the ads, I have an application form and I ask my own questions. This is what I would like to know from a person before I start working with them. And I ask them why they want to build a business. So a couple of days ago, I was looking through the applications and I was kind of selecting and reading the ones and the things that people were saying in there. Like, I would like to build a business because I want to volunteer with children. I want to build schools. I'd like to build a business because I'd want to volunteer here or there. So I'm looking at these applications and you get to read.
So Lisa, what's your greatest advice to a new guy?
Oh, it's a good question. My advice to everyone starting this, it would be, first of all, to consistently recognize the growth that you're experiencing, because the internal growth that you get from day one, I think Jeffrey asked me and Leanna a question, and it was one of the first things that I said when I was working with my team at first, is the results that we expect sometimes, the external, maybe financial results, they will come. And that's a belief and faith that we will have, but the internal results that you will get in this business will happen like that. And by focusing on those, and I have a habit of every day reflecting on my day, on my growth, practicing gratitude, recognizing the back and congratulate yourself on doing what the majority aren't yet doing, because you're leading the way for other people. So recognize the fact that you've started your business, recognize the fact that you're developing, recognize the fact that you realize there's an opportunity out there and you're going for it, because everything else will catch up. A compound effect, and it'll just hit you in the face and you'll be like, wow, this life is incredible.
But coming back to IG, or let's say social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook or TikTok or whatever, how important it is to be consistently present, as in, like, some people always ask me this question, Gary, does it mean every day I must do a IG posting, a live video, or in a day, how many times must I do that? Is there a guideline where you follow?
Yes, and essentially, if we describe it as is Instagram as your shop. So if you were going to start a coffee shop and someone wanted to drink a coffee on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you were closed, they're not going to come back and see you.
Okay.
So Instagram is your shop, and it's very important to be on there. And I think the only reason that people may feel that it could be a problem is if you're going on there out of a need to go on there and do something that you think you have to do, but you don't. You just live your life and show people and inspire people and give free value to people. So I'm not doing anything apart from breathing and living and acting and doing my day and just sharing that on social media. And if you're growing naturally, you get inspired all the time. If you're reading a book, you'll get inspired all the time. So I don't find it a problem to talk about that. I'll read a book and then I have to stop myself going live 3 times a day because I'm so inspired and I'm like, I've got more value to share. So I used to do 3 times a day, but a guideline would be about 4 to 7 times a day. If I'm on there most days because it's what I love. But for some people, Leanna, for example, she aims to do 4 pieces of content and put herself out there 4 times a week. So you don't have to be writing every day, but it's important to show up as if it's your business because it's your shop.
So it's like an average of 4 times a week, right?
Yeah.
4 to 7 a week. So it's like average, like 2 days once or 1 day once, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But just like you say, don't let the thing overwhelm you. Just let it go and let it flow, right?
Yes. Just be yourself.
He says that there's 2 things on social media. One is you are scrolling, like you are watching things, you are watching what Lisa is eating, what Lisa is doing, what Lisa is playing, or you can be socially productive by adding value onto social media. I like that because I find that majority of people somehow have IGs, have Facebook, but I don't see they are posting, but they're on the phone all the time. So guess what? If you are not contributing, you are just socially addictive, like seeing what Gary is eating, doing, Yeah. So guys, seriously, for those of you who are watching this, because social media is a double-edged sword. It can help you, it can also destroy you. There are a lot of people who just literally waste all their time scrolling and watching things, just waste their time, and it can be very addictive after watch one thing to another, and then oh, the whole day is gone just scrolling. Yeah, so remember guys, you want to let social media help you by pushing what you are supposed to send out that message to the world.